this is Homespun Home. How are you guys doing? I want to let you know that I have tried to do this video at least 2 times now, and you're gonna have to excuse the way I'm dressed. I am at home. I have been cleaning, painting, as usual, doing my normal routine thing, and I have a project here that I want to share with you. Whoops, I don't know what happened just now. I want to share with you a project, but before I get started, let me just say I want to thank you for the opportunity to be on YouTube, to share with you some of the things that I do in my life. I am going to get a chair real quick so I can sit down. Alrighty then, here I come. Okay, let me show you this chair. If I can get it in the picture. This is the kind of stuff I like to do. It's an old wooden chair that I picked up probably from some thrift store somewhere. And it folds closed. There you go. Okay. Anyway, turn it this way so you can see a little better. This is something I made. I shabbied it up because I love old beat up stuff. I'm going to put it down here and open it up for you so you can see. And then I did this messy looking decoupage type thing on it. I think this little chair would be really cute in an RV. But anyway, that's getting off the subject. So let me sit down and show you guys. But thank you for letting me come on, and I want to thank those of you that are followers or you have subscribed to my channel. I want to thank you for that. Please be sure and hit the like button if you watch this video and any of my other videos, okay? Don't leave out the like button, because that just lets me know that I'm appreciated and that my videos are not a waste of your time and they're not a waste of my time. And I genuinely appreciate all the positive compliments and comments and such that I've been getting. I want to say hello to my sweet friend Anne in Canada. I want to do a shout out to her. We have become good friends online as a result of YouTube, and I cannot tell y'all how much that means to me. That is just like awesome. I don't really have a lot of live friends out there that I hang out with, and so whenever I feel that I want to chat somebody up, or I want to laugh, or I want to cry, or I want to do whatever, I just get online and I Facebook Lifetime Miss Anne in Canada. And I want to tell you, I love you, Anne. Miss Lori's Crochet Corner has inspired me a great deal. I want to do a shout out for her. She has some awesome tutorials and videos on her Reborns and her Happy Mail, and mainly on her crochet stuff. She's done quite a few lives, but it just seems like every time she gets on live, I am in the middle of getting dinner ready for my husband. He comes home about the time that she's usually online, it seems. And then during the day, I'm not always on the computer 24/7, so quite often I miss the lives, and I hate that because I love Miss Lori from Lori's Crochet Corner. And I have made several items. I've made 2 winter hats now from her hat video that she did, her tutorial on how to make a baby hat. And one of the other projects that I want to tackle that she has done a tutorial on is the dish towels that you can, crochet the little edging on the dish towels to hang up in your kitchen. But I want to do several of those to give as gifts for Christmas. Those are always handy. People use them. I mean, they may not be the most fabulous, outstanding gifts in the world, but you want to give people something they're going to use, you know? So Lori has really inspired me. I am not a perfectionist, and I'm not a like a super talented crochet person. I like to make rag rugs and things like that with crochet. Let me show you real quick. Y'all can tell that I do a lot of shabby looking stuff, but this is what I'm working on right now. Let me see. Oh geez, you need to see it. Hold on, let me show you. Turn it this way. There you go. Now you can see. I'm working on a rag rug, crochet rag rug. I'm using some torn material and also a combination of some yarn. I'm going to get some more colors in here. I want to get more red in here and maybe a little bit more green in here, and I'm going to put this in my kitchen. And I use this crochet hook, which I'll do a tutorial on that for you guys. But I do crochet, but it's not as an elaborate perfectionist, you know, high quality crochet. And when I say perfectionist, I don't mean that in the negative, not in the least, because there's nothing wrong with doing a good job. But anyway, shout out to Lori's Crochet Corner. Thank you so much for your awesome videos that you do. Gosh knows I really enjoy listening. When I'm around the house, you know, and I'm doing my housework, or I'm cleaning, or I'm doing my thing, I love listening to everybody do their little chit chat online. Is it Mama Cass Reborns? I want to do a shout out to you. I really appreciate your videos about your everyday life and your thoughts and about your dog and your guinea pigs and just your general conversation. I really love watching you and listening to you, and I enjoy you, you and your little friend that you have that you share your videos on, and your service dog stories and just your reborn stories and your tutorials. Thank you for that, Mama Cass Reborns. You do an awesome job, and I for one appreciate it. I want to talk about service dogs in the future, but there's so many things going on in my head right now that I've been working on. Let me show you something else I've been doing. I like to make homemade soap and beauty products, and this is going to be a gift for somebody. I'm not going to tell you who, but this is a gift, and it's got lavender in it and some other natural ingredients, and it's got salt and like a bubble bath liquid, and actually has fragments of lavender. That's the little dots that you see. And of course, if they go to use this, they need to shake it up, and just pour just a little bit in their bath water, or put just a drop or two on a body sponge to wash with. You know, they can do bubbles in the bathtub, or they can shower with it, but you don't need to use a whole lot. But anyway, I'm working on this little craft as well, so you guys can see I do, you know, a lot of this and a lot of that. Not just Reborns, although they are very much a part of my life. I have not painted a Reborn, but I hope to do so one day. But I am giving this as a gift to someone that I really love and enjoy watching as well. And she has earned my support in more ways than one. But anywho, so this is just one of the many things that I am working on. So between my rag rugs and my homemade beauty product, and like I said, this is a bath product, and I'm going to take this lid right here and dip it in some wax to seal it. My husband raises bees, and I just helped him yesterday to change out some of the, there's these slats that the honey is on, and he put some new slats in, and I helped him take the old slats out and the new slats and put them in, and I was all suited up so the bees wouldn't sting me. But I'm going to use, if I get a chance and there's some leftover, some wax from the honey that we are going to harvest, I'm going to dip this in honey wax to seal it. And then, of course, when I mail it to my special person, they're going to be pleasantly surprised, because everything is handmade. You know, the lotion part, or the bubble bath stuff, or the bath salts, whatever you want to call it, is all handmade and hand decorated. So I'm doing that. But my main reason for getting on today, and I don't want to get distracted and bore you guys half to death. Oh my God, I even bore myself sometimes. But what I wanted to talk about today, one of the many things that I'm working on, but I want to also give a shout out to Belle's Reborn, my sweet little Belle. I love listening to her, and I have been supporting her from day one, and she is Lori's daughter, and that is not the only reason why, but I love these two ladies, Lori and Belle. But Belle has done an awesome tutorial on painting a Reborn. So I'm doing another shout out there. Y'all be sure and check it out, okay? Because she is very talented, and I really enjoy you know, watching her videos as well. And it just makes my life complete. It makes my life feel like I am being creative. And like I said, I don't live on the computer, I don't live on YouTube, but I do appreciate my coffee breaks in the afternoons or in the morning and listening to my favorite YouTube channels. And I do have more, but I don't have time to name everybody that I really appreciate in the Reborn community and on YouTube. But anyway, my main reason for getting on is I went to the Dollar Tree the other day, and our Dollar Tree, I don't know about you guys, but our Dollar Tree is being I don't know, remodeled, I guess you could say. They're kind of moving things around, and so is our Walmart. Matter of fact, our Walmart's being rearranged as well. But I wanted to show you, I found this, they've always sold these fleece blankets in the baby section at the Dollar Tree, but they have come out with some really cute little patterns, and I happened to go in there when they had a good supply of these fleecy baby blankets. And I don't know how well these things wash or dry. I think they wash okay, but I wouldn't put this in the dryer. But what I was going to say is that I went and bought, I think it was three of these receiving blankets that had, you know, this one is more for a boy. It's blue and gray. And then there's another pattern they have that's the pink and gray for a girl. And then they have another pattern with the let me turn it this way so you guys can see. It's got elephants on it and giraffes on it and kites, and let's see, some of the giraffes are yellow and some are blue, and different colored kites. Really cute, really cute. Okay, they might have some solid color ones as well, but I don't remember seeing I think I've seen the solid, like the pink and the blue ones, just solid color. I used to work at a daycare. I had been there for over 10 years. And I used to buy the fleecy blankets, but they weren't as nice as these as far as the pattern. But I would buy them and cut them into little squares so that the babies could have their own little blanket to wrap on their doll babies or whatever, or they would use them for little diapers or whatever, just make believe, you know, when we would do housekeeping, they would you know, use these, or if we would clean or something, they would want to help clean the tables off, and so I would give them a piece of this fleecy blanket. And when we had 10 in the class, so you have, if you give one to one kid, you got to give one to all of them. So I would cut these blankets into little squares and hand them out to the kids and let them do whatever they wanted with them. But anyway, so I went to the Dollar Tree and they had these really sweet patterned fleecy blankets. And I have washed them, but like I said, I've not put them in a dryer, and I wouldn't really encourage you to put them in the dryer unless you don't care if they shrink some, because you got to remember, these are from the Dollar Tree, so they're not going to be like the best quality in the world, but they are so cute. So anyway, I picked up about 3 of those, and I liked what I did with the one so much that I sent my husband to the store to go get me some more, which he was nice enough to do. Okay. You know, you guys don't want to see my ugly face. So what I have done is, and let me just say, you can do a lot with this fleecy material. You really can do a lot with this fleecy material. You don't have to use these for a blanket if you don't want to. You could actually make diaper covers. You could make a bunting. You could even make a hat, bird claws, just, you know, anything and everything that's revolving around Reborns. You could actually come up with some really cute ideas. And one of the things that I do want to do, it's summertime right now, it's 100 degrees, so I'm using just a single blanket because it is light. But this winter, I'm going to take this pattern blanket here, and I am going to double it so that there is, you know, front and back's going to match, right? It's going to have 2 though, right sides together. And then I am going to take some kind of batting, some batting material, and put it in between the 2 and sew it on and turn it right side out, and I'm going to make like a quilt out of this fleecy material. The quilt is for winter time when it gets cooler, okay? But this material is endless when it comes to little things that you can make with this. I mean, you could even make little loveys, like little stuffed animals out of this for the Reborns. Oh my God, I don't even know. You could just do a lot. If you're a sewer or you have any kind of an imagination or any ability at all, there's just tons of things you can make with these blankets. I really like them a lot. So I bought, by the time it was all said and done, my husband went back and got me 3 more of these blankets because I loved them so much, and he was so sweet to do that for me. Bless his sweet little heart. I was like, baby, please, can you go to the store and pick me up about 3 or 4 more of those little blankets in the baby section? And he was like, where? And I'm like, in the baby section. Just go look and you'll see them. So he brought me 3 more home. But what I've done is I've taken this crochet hook right here as one of my needed supplies. I have taken this rotary tool that I purchased. I think I got this online, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want y'all to have to keep looking at me. But anywho, I purchased this online, and it comes with a standard blade, like if you want to cut material and whatnot. But you can also purchase other wheels or blades or whatever you want to call it for different types of edging. Okay, so I had purchased this when my daughter-in-law was pregnant with my granddaughter, my last grandbaby that's born in the clan of 7. And I bought some fleecy material, and I used this gizmo on the edges of the blanket, and then I proceeded to use yarn and crocheted all around the edge of the blanket. So anyhow, when I came across these fleecy blankets at the Dollar Tree, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make me some receiving blankets out of, you know, embellish the receiving blankets and make them a little more attractive for my Reborns. But the original blade that came on this was the round, just a plain round one, like if you're just cutting material in itself, like off a pattern or something. So you do unscrew it, and you put the blade on there, and the blade of choice, and this is the one I chose, and it has, what it does is when you roll it on the material, it makes variegated holes in the material. Now, Lori's Crochet Corner, she has a tool that almost looks like a hole punch, but or a what do you call that? You know, when you do latch hooking, but it's a long. It's almost like, it looks like a screwdriver with a point on the end. She uses that to poke the holes, I think, to make her edging on her baby blankets. So you can use even a pair of scissors if that's all you have. You know, you can make you can cut your material with even a pair of scissors. You don't have to have a rotary tool. Okay, so you got your rotary tool or your hole punch or whatever you're going to use, and your crochet hook, and then you want to get your yarn. Now, Dollar Tree had, I was a day late and a dollar short. I had gone in there about 3 weeks ago, I guess, and they had this yarn in there, and there were only 3 skeins left. And it's kind of wide, but it's like a bunch of little strings all put together. You can kind of put your finger through it, but it's got like a touch of glitter. I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but it's got a touch of glitter. But you're going to need some yarn of choice to match your baby blanket. Okay, I could probably use this gray on the little girl's baby blanket, because gray is a popular color right now. And I could also use this material as well on the blue hearts, the blue and gray hearts. This would work well as well. So either boy or girl, or if you don't have, you know, if you don't have this type of yarn right here, you can do what I'm doing on this blanket. I have what I call eyelash yarn, and I only had like a small ball left. And then I have my regular yarn, which matches the color in this blanket right here. Okay, so I put the two together. You can use anything you have in your stash that you think will look good for edging your blankets. So let me show you what you do to edge your blanket. What you do, okay, I'm just going to move some of this stuff out of the way. And here's my extra blades that I have, that I purchased with my rotary tool. But I'm going to move this out of the way for right now. And if you have a towel like I do, I love old stuff, so my ironing board is one of them really old antique ironing boards. It's solid wood. So you won't dull your blade on your rotary tool, go ahead and use one of those self-healing mats or a thick towel or something like that, even cardboard, something that's going to help protect your blade so it doesn't dull. Because I noticed when I was doing this the other day, I realized as I was cutting into the material, it was going cutting against the wood, and I thought, well, that's going to dull my blade. So just be careful. I'm going to show you this blanket in a minute, but let me take this one here. I'm going to take this little baby boy blankie. Okay, so what you do, and depending on how sharp your rotary tool is, because I'm sure they have different brands and different ones that you can buy, but take your blanket that, you know, on the edge here, and line it up. Now, if you want to wash your blanket first and then dry it, you can do that, or not dry it in the dryer, excuse me. If you want to wash your blanket and then hang it on the line to dry, and then bring it in, and you can press it. If you're making it as a gift or you're making it to sell, you want to be a little more precise, but you don't have to be perfect with lining it up if you're making it for yourself. I mean, because it doesn't really matter. But if you're making it for someone or making these blankets to sell, you want to make sure everything is lined up nice. You can take your iron and press the blanket, which I didn't bring my iron out, but you get the idea. And then you're going to take your rotary tool and you're going to lay your blanket down, and I just folded it once. I don't know if it would go through all the way if I did it like in thirds. I could try it, I guess. Alright, just to save time. And you take your rotary tool and you press and you cut through on the edge. Now, this didn't go through at all, so let me try it again on the double. Just fold it twice, and on the very edge. Now, if you're making this, again, for someone as a gift, you can actually take and fold it down and press it. You know, make a ½ inch or however wide of a seam you want, and press it well, and then when you open it, you'll have a line that you can use as a guide, okay? But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So let me try this again. I think folding it double is the best way to go. Take your rotary tool and just go along the edge. Okay? And let me see. Did it? Yeah. Okay, you can't see it online, but there are holes that have been perforated through the material. Can y'all see that? I don't even know how to make it where y'all can see. See the holes? If you hold up the blanket all along that seam area, you'll see the little perforated holes. And what those holes are for is to be able to fit your crochet hook through. Okay, see, there's one hole, there's another one, and there's another one. Okay, so what you're doing is, let me fold it again. You're going to edge your blanket all the way through on both sides along the length and the width of the blanket. Okay, so I'm doing this again. Turn this so you can see. Okay, I'm doing it again. I'm going to come over here and line up my blanket real nice and neat. Okay, and I'm going to take my rotary tool, and with a little bit of pressure, not too much, and like I said, there's different brands. Some are better than others, so hey, go for it. But you just take your rotary tool and just press right along the edge of the blanket. Okay, now I'm going to start on the long side here. Okay, and get my edges nice and even to the best of my ability. Sometimes it's a little more of a challenge, but it's okay. The yarn that you are going to use is going to be very forgiving in that it's going to camouflage if your line's not perfectly straight. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything because your yarn's going to cover up a multitude of sins, so to speak. Okay, I found the hardest part to me is going around the curve here, but it's okay. I'll make it happen. Okay, now I'm going up and up right along the edge there. And you can determine how far away from the edge you want to go. You may want to actually make a real legitimate seam or hem and then cut into your material. It's really up to you. There's a lot of variation and preference, personal preference, when it comes to making these little blankets right here. But here I am cutting the holes so that I'm perforating the material so I can use it, the perforations, as a means of feeding my yarn through the material. So I can, okay, so I have gone all around the edge of this blanket with the rotary cutter and made all my perforations. And like I said, you don't have to have a rotary tool. You can figure out some other kind of way to make holes if you want. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for a second because I want to show you. I'm working on a blanket now. So let me sit down and turn the video this way in my little chair here. And I want to show you what I have done so far. Okay. What I did is I started at the corner of the blanket and I reinforced it. Now, if you follow Lori's Crochet Corner, she will teach you the basics if you're not sure about the crochet thing. It's a very simple process to learn your single crochets and your double crochets, and to learn the difference between, I would say, the two things that you could learn that are the most important are, you know, like she said, holding your needle, but everybody holds their needle differently. You do not have to hold your needle exactly like Miss Lori. I mean, some people hold their needle this way and some people hold their needle this way. Now, I have a tendency to hold my needle like a spoon, like I'm digging into it, whereas some people hold their needle in such a way, and really I think this is the proper way, to where, you know, you do your stitches. But I learned to crochet making rag rugs, and so because I was working with a fat needle and also working with you know, heavier yarn or material, I was working with a stick like this, so holding the needle like this did not work for me because it's heavier material, bulkier material, and making a rag rug. So I got in the habit of holding my needle like this, like I'm digging a hole, just because of the difference in material. But technically, if you're just working with yarn, you know, whatever way works for you, you can either hold it this way or you can hold it this way, whatever works for you, and you can get your tension, you know, where it needs to be. But I don't worry about tension because I just stay relaxed. And what I've done here, all the holes that I made, I have taken my yarn and starting on the corner right here, I secured it with a slip stitch. I actually did 2 slip stitches in the corner, and I have worked my way down the side of the blanket where each hole is with a, I think mine is a double crochet. You can use a single crochet, you can use a double crochet, you can use a scalloped pattern if you're real experienced with crochet. You can make a scallop. There's just a variety of stitches that you can use to edge your baby blanket. So let me show you what I do. So I'm going to do a double crochet. So I'm going to reach in, and there's my hole in my blanket. I'm going to bring it through, wrap it around once, go through 2, wrap it around once, go through 2. Okay, so I call it, here's how I do it. I say, when I'm teaching somebody, and like I said, Lori's Crochet Corner, she is so much more experienced than I. There is no way I could even begin to make some of the beautiful things that she makes. So please check her out, because a lot of her items, I have not had the privilege of buying any of her stuff as yet. When I get a little extra money, I do have every intention of getting some things from her, but right now I have to moderate my funds. But go to her channel and learn the basics from her, because she makes it extremely easy. She mentioned that she just got a new tutorial, or not a new tutorial, but a new editing program, and so I can only imagine how much better her videos are going to be. She's so sweet. You just can't go wrong with her. So double crochet. So what I say is, I say give the crochet hook a hug, go through the hole, give it another hug, and pull it through. So you'll have 1, 2, 3 loops on your chain. Now I am using 2 different pieces of yarn here, okay, but it's still it's still going to be, you know, it's 1 strand, but it's 2 together, okay, 2 strands. So I have 3. Let me do it again, since I probably lost you there for a second, because I'm trying to tell you too much too soon, probably. All right, computer, I don't have time to be looking at all this other extra junk. No time whatsoever. I hate these little disruptions that come up. Okay, so taking my hook based on what's comfortable for me, I give it a hug, go into the hole, grab it and pull it through. I have 1, 2, 3 sections on the hook. I'm going to hug it and pull it through 2, and hug it and pull it through 2. Well, shoot. See? Can't do it now that I'm trying to show you. Let me do it again. Give it a hug, go through the hole, pull it through. You have 3 on the hook. Go through 2, wrap it, go through 2. Give it a hug, put it in the hole, grab it through, pull it through the hole. You have 3, hug it, run it through 2, hug it, run it through 2. Give it a hug, through the hole, give it a hug, pull it through. You have 3, wrap it around, pull it through 2, wrap it around, pull it through 2. Okay, and you're going to keep doing that all the way around the entire width and length of the blanket. I'll do it again for you. Whoops. I don't know why I'm so shaky this morning. Okay, so you give it a hug, put it through the hole, give it a hug, pull it through. You have 3 on there. Wrap it through, or wrap it around again, give it a hug, pull it through the 2, wrap it, and pull it through 2. Give it a hug, pull it through the hole, give it a hug. You have 3, give it a hug, wrap it through 2, a hug, wrap it through 2. So I am doing, I believe this is called a double crochet. Now, when you get to the corner, which I'm going to quickly try to get to, and I'm not going to do this whole blanket live here because it'll drive you crazy, you know, trying to sit through this. But what you're going to do when you come to the corner, you do have to kind of increase, what they call increase a little bit, or allow for the extra curvature of the corner, which I should have put a hole there. Let me see. There might be a little bit of a, okay, you're going to get to, you know, let me see. I got to make a hole because I must have missed that little section right there. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is, when I get to the corner, you want to do what they call an increase. And basically what you're doing is you're going to do two stitches in one hole. So you know how we were going all the way around? Okay, so what we were doing is we gave it a hug and we put it through the hole, give it a hug and pull it through, and you have 3 on there, right? So wrap it again and pull through the 2 loops on the hook, and then you're going to wrap it again and pull it through the next 2 loops. But now you're going to go back and do it again, the same thing, but in the same hole. And this is increasing. This is allowing you to go around the corner of the blanket without causing it to buckle or to pucker. You know what I'm saying? It's giving you the stretching power that you need to reach across the corner. So basically you're going to, when you start to get to the corner, you're going to add 2 stitches in each hole instead of just 1 stitch. Just until you round the corner. Okay, so I've done 3 holes with 2 single crochets in each hole. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So what I've done, as you can see, is I have rounded the corner. I've rounded the corner by putting 2 stitches in each hole, and then when I start getting to the part where it turns straight again, then I just do my regular single crochet in each hole until I get to the next corner. And when I get to the next corner, okay, now I'm going down the length of the blanket with my stitch. And like I said, you can use a single crochet stitch, you can use a double crochet stitch, you can use a triple crochet, you know, I don't even know, shell stitch, any type of stitching that you want to utilize on the edges of your blanket is fine. Just whatever stitch you use, just make sure when you get to the corners that you increase to allow for that stretch around those corners. I don't know if that makes sense or not to you, but okay, so let me stop here because I want to show you the finished product with another yarn that I use. Okay, so I took this same patterned blanket with the elephants and the giraffes on it, and I embellished the edge with 2 types of yarn. One was a variegated colored eyelash yarn that matched all the colors in the blanket, and then the other yarn is this yarn that I'm using now for this other blanket, which is this one. So I put this one and some eyelash yarn, variegated eyelash yarn, together as one, and I did the same thing all along the edge of this blanket. Using eyelash yarn, and I embellished, and all the colors coincide with the blanket. If that isn't cute. This would make a really sweet little gift for someone that's having a real baby, or for your reborns or whatever. But you can see the edging on it. And it's so cost effective because you're basically using you know, little remnants of yarn that you might have left over from other projects. You don't need a lot of yarn, you know, to make this. You could make what I call like a rainbow blanket, where you just grab scraps of yarn that are basically, you know, if you have some scrap yarn and it's eyelash yarn, you can couple it with another piece of yarn to make it thicker, so that the stitches, you know, so that there's a uniformity. You know what I mean? Eyelash yarn by itself is very, very thin and tiny, and you know, but if you couple it with another piece of yarn, even if you use more than one eyelash yarn type, you know, material, you can put 3 balls of eyelash yarn together and come out with the same, you know, idea. But I wanted to add some body to my eyelash yarn, so I coupled it with some regular soft baby yarn, and this is the finished product. So I just wanted to share, this is one of the many things that I like to do at home. since I haven't been getting out a lot lately. It's been so hot. You can't even breathe in eastern North Carolina right now. I mean, it's horrible. It's just horrible. But if you are the type of person that likes to make, you know, a lot of women like to crochet the baby hats and donate them, you know, for preemies at the hospital. This would make a beautiful idea to donate to the hospital if you wanted to. Or if you have a charity, like right up the street, we just had a, it's called Paws, that just opened up for animals, dogs and cats and whatnot, and they do foster care rather than euthanizing. And I would love to make some of these and maybe tie a ribbon around it and donate towards the cause. You know, they probably could sell them for like $5 or something, because they aren't, like I said, the most expensive baby blankets. But even at $5, I've only got a little bit of monetary value invested. I paid $1 for the blanket, and I already had the yarn laying around the house. So if even at $5, they would make, you know, some extra money for the trouble. So, but anyway, so this is the little craft project that I've been working on this whole week, along with all the other little goodies that I showed you. You know, my rag rug and my bath products. I'll show you my bath product again. I love the bottle. It looks really old. But like I said, I'm going to dip this in wax and give this to a special friend. And I'm making more of these. It's got lavender. It's a fragranced oil for the bath. You just got to make sure you shake it real good, because I noticed that the salt has a tendency to settle, but it doesn't take much effort to get everything mixed up again. There's enough liquid in there that it mixes nice. And that's real lavender inside the concoction there. But I'm all the time doing stuff, trying to stay busy. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this little mini tutorial. And you know, this is a good little project to learn your crochet on. If you wanted to, just go to Lori's Crochet Corner and follow after her tutorial on how to do a single crochet. And you can run to the Dollar Tree and get some of these little blankets and just practice. It can't hurt a thing. If you mess up, you just pull it out and start over until you finally feel like you've learned the accommodating stitch. And just have fun and relax and enjoy, and use the blanket for your reborns, or give it to your grandbaby or your granddaughter, or use it for, you know, whatever. Give it as a gift, like I said. But I really like this fleecy material. And when I'm done with the regular receiving blanket, I'm going to make a double quilt using the same flannel material, but I'm going to come up with something a little more creative, and I will do a tutorial on that as well to show you how I did it. And you know, because I mean, I could just sew it together as is and it would still turn out really cute, but I want to embellish it, and I want to do a little something different. I might take some of the material. Sometimes you can take the material and put it on the inside and create a three-dimensional look by stitching around the heart in a few little places here and there to give it a little more three-dimensional look. But I'll go into all that in another video. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Don't forget to click like, okay, and tell all your friends about my channel, and just be blessed. Love you guys much. Mwah. Bye.